So, hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly webinar. As Maddie mentions, as part of these learning series, we discuss about product functionalities, new features launches, best practices, and solutions. So, for today's session, we are focusing on QuickSight integration with Databricks platform for all your AI and analytics consumptions. So, often when we build a solution with data or model outcomes that resides in Databricks, you may want to create insights into QuickSights. And the first thing that comes to mind, what steps are involved in connecting to Databricks? And then when we have data pulled, how we can use it in QuickSights. We are going to learn about same in today's session. And my name is Neeraj Kumar, and I'm a solution architect at AWS, part of Amazon QuickSight org. I also have my colleague Salim Khan, who will be presenting with me today. It's time to talk about the agenda. So first we'll start with the QuickSight overview, and then we'll make you aware of assets that you have to build or you build in QuickSight. Next, we will know about Databricks, and then we'll talk about QuickSight integration with Databricks. I'll discuss about the connection details and how we set it up. Finally, we will see how you make use of this data as data analyst and perform generative BI in QuickSight. See how easy it is to build and visualize and ask questions, giving more self-service power to your end users. So if you haven't used QuickSight before, then here it is for you. So QuickSight is our unified BI platform on cloud, serving all analytics needs. It serves all your BI needs, starting from interactive dashboard. You can have a paginated report in case you have a use case where you have to send multi-page reports to field staff. That's where you will use the paginated reports. You can do embedded analytics. You can include automated augmented analytics, which leverage machine learning and natural language querying for your end users. Since our launch, lower cost has been our focus. With pay-as-go model, we are helping customers adopt QuickSight at ease. QuickSight is again purpose-built on a serverless architecture, and that provides high performance and auto scalings, and all that is built in. With generative AI capability within QuickSight, it's a new excitement, and we have features in preview. We'll take a look at them as well shortly. In addition, Amazon QuickSight provides a more of a suite of ML-powered capabilities, which includes automotive narratives, auto narratives, ML predictions, and you can build anomaly detections, and you can do a forecasting along with Q, and that can help automate insights generation and empower your every BI users in your environment. QuickSight offers several sources for data, and it may be Amazon Athena you might be using, or Amazon Redshift, or Amazon S3, or even could be RDS. QuickSight can also connect to data on-prem, in cloud, other sources. It can be such as Google BigQuery. You can connect to Azure Synapse, and you can also connect with various SaaS applications. Could be Salesforce, could be ServiceNow, Jira applications, and pull the data in. As we talked about connectivity here, so we can connect with Databricks as well, and that's what we will see. Before we move on, let's first understand the assets that are built in QuickSight, which is a key concept, right? So you can first spin up QuickSight in your AWS accounts. You can create users as admin, authors, or readers in QuickSights, or you can even federate from your chosen identity provider. Once your users are set up through the identity provider, or be it in QuickSight you are creating it, you can then allow these admin or authors to connect to your data sources. As we discussed, it can be on-prem, it can be in cloud, or with SaaS applications. Once data sources are ready, let authors connect to these data sources and create a data sets. And authors can now create, once the data set is created, authors can now create the analyses, which is a working version of your dashboard, where they can define all the business rules, drill downs, interactivity, etc. And then apply the enterprise themes, and finally publish that as a dashboards. Authors can also create a topic, which is a data sets to serve NLP needs and offers search bar to business users. It will allow users to log in and access the dashboards and ask questions and get all these insights for the users are looking for. We have understood now how QuickSights and all the assets. Now before we talk about Amazon QuickSight integration with Databricks, let's understand a little bit on the Databricks side also. So Databricks is a unified data analytics platform for data engineering, machine learning, and collaborative data science. So first you need to build a workspace in Databricks, and it will allow you to access all Databricks assets. So this particular workspace that you build, it will organize all your objects. It could be notebooks, it could be libraries, it could be various experiments or models that you create or you build, and then provides access to data and computational resources as well, such as the clusters and the jobs within. As you build the Lakehouse platform with Data Lake, it can be on top of AWS, offering more of, you can build a Databricks SQL analytics use case that can provide more of a JDBC through the JDBC or DBC integration. You can hook up to your business intelligence tools, right? So that's where you can have it hooked up with the QuickSights. You can also do a data streaming. You can build a real-time analytics, ML, and applications. You can leverage QuickSights, just plug in for your, once the data streaming is to be done, you can use a direct query within QuickSights, and you should be able to pull that in. You can have even the Databricks data intelligence platform sitting build, which is built on the Lakehouse architectures, and it can combine all the best elements of your data lakes and data warehouse all within. Let's discuss more on the integration now with QuickSight. And with that, first what we need to do is we need to first pull data from the data sources. It can be from files or other relational data sources, could be NoSQL database as well, could be SaaS application it is, and that is through the workflow. Workflow or a data pipeline that is defined in the Databricks for any end-to-end orchestration. You can, within Databricks, you can have define Delta or live tables, where you can continuously ingest and transform or clean the raw data. You can also expose the tables to QuickSights via SQL warehouse endpoints. Coming to QuickSights, you can connect to Databricks. You can connect Databricks to QuickSights in two ways. One is through a public connectivity, where you just need a database server and the endpoint details. And secondly, it will be through the established private connectivity. You can establish the private connectivity between the Amazon QuickSight and Databricks using a AWS private link. The AWS private link is a service within AWS. It will provide again private connectivity between two virtual private clouds without exposing your traffic to the public internet. It can connect QuickSight VPC to another VPC where Databricks Workspace is hosted and it's running. Essentially, it would involve, like, first you need to identify AWS VPC where you wanted to enable the private link on Databricks. And then once that is done, you can create a Amazon VPC security groups. You can create an endpoint, and once the endpoint has been created, you can configure the DNS. And then once that is done, you can connect VPC to QuickSights and set up a Databricks data source through the VPC. And that is essentially like once the VPC is connected, you can create a data set. Something I'll show you quickly on that. So once the data is being, you are connected to your data from, you are able to pull the data from the Databricks. The very first thing you will do is you will explore the data in QuickSight through a Spice or a direct query. So and you can build a dashboard with more of machine learning powered insights in QuickSight, or you can use a generative BI features for a storytelling and natural language query and serve questions from the business users. So while you're building the data sets, as I said, you can have it through the Spice if it's more of in memory. But if, let's say, you want to do a direct query, use case could be with a streaming data. If you wanted to pull that, you can do a direct query and you can directly pull the data, and as the users log in, they would be able to see the latest snapshot of the data. Let me switch to a console and see how these connections and assets is built in QuickSight. So let me switch on to my environment. So first of all, this is my Databricks account. And what I've done initially is just created a Databricks account, and then the workspace I created, and the workspace is currently running in my this particular trial account. And once that is done, then I also have done, what I've done is I've created a data source and created a schema and the tables associated. So we have a QuickSight Databricks lab, and then created this particular schema. Within that, I have a mobile phone sales as my data. So this is what we are leveraging for our demo as well. So this is again a sales for all your mobile devices across the different geographies. And let me take a quick look into the data. So you can just do the preview of our data. So again, how the sales is happening, who's the store managers, where the store sales has been happening for that mobile device, which particular store ID, who was the sales representative, which city is it, regions and all. So all that, and it gives me a sales, all the metrics that is required for to build the dashboard, or even to create more of a generative BI components, more of a data storytelling, which we'll talk shortly about it. So once you do preview the data, then you can, the data is already built in QuickSight. You can also build models, and you can push all the data into, could be into S3, or could be even the outcomes of that also can be written into the tables. Once you have all the tables, data, everything is ready, then what you can do is then go into QuickSight and start creating a data source. So for data source to create, I would need a connection details. So I can go and let's say I click on this particular warehouse, I can go into the connection details and use these connection details to use that. So let me go into QuickSight and see how you can create a data set. So let me just split this into a window. And so we have now Databricks, we have QuickSight here. I can use all these as references. So probably this is my QuickSight console. When I'm into my console, you can go, you will have data sets here. So I can go into and create data sources. So I can pick data bricks as one of my connector. So this is what my new Databricks connector is. It requires a data source name. So I can pick here data source name. This is like I have to give the data source name. So I can give a QuickSight Databricks, could be one, and I can say that's my test connections. If I build a private through a private link, if a private connectivity is done, I would have a VPC connected, and that's what would show. For now, I'll just show you with a public connectivity. So I have this host name. I can provide my database server name. I can pick the port, provide that port details, and then HTTPS path. I can do that. Now for user details, I can provide the user details and password, but the best practice would be to use your personal access token, which you can create in Databricks. I'll show you quickly on that where you can create. So once the token is being created, you can provide that token. So I can provide a username as token, and I can provide my token ID. So which is something I can provide. I can validate the connections. My connection is done. I can create a data source here. The data source is created in QuickSight now. I can look up to a database I wanted to connect to. And now the catalog and database name is showing up. Within that, the schema is there. So I have a demo schema I was referring to. And within the demo schema, I have those set of tables. So this is my mobile phone sales data. I can edit, preview the data. And then if I have to add a calculations, apply filters, or create any kind of parameters, I can do that. I can choose what my query mode should be. Do I need a direct query, or do I need a spice? For this particular use case scenario, we are using a spice. So I can do the spice, which is more of our super fast in-memory calculation engine. So the data will reside in memory. I can save and publish that, right? Once this is done, my data set is built in within QuickSight. Just to highlight what my, where do you go and create your um, token. So if you have to create your personal access tokens, you can go into settings, you can go to the developers, you can just manage. I have already a token created. So, but if you have to create for your service accounts, you can just go and create your token ID, and which can leverage for in QuickSight as well. So that's how you build the connectivity in case if you have to do a private connectivity. So once the private link setup is done in QuickSight, you can go and even create a VPC as well. So let me show you quickly. You can go into the Manage QuickSights. You can go to Manage VPC, and that is where you can build your VPC connections, which will require essentially what your VPC ID is, what the security group it is, where how the QuickSight is interacting. All those details are required, and this particular VPC will create a secure tunnel between your QuickSight account and your Databricks accounts. So that's how you can create your VPC, and with that you can associate it to that VPC. You can create your data sources. So moving on, so this is how you integrate with QuickSights. Now let me just move back to the slides. Once the connectivity is done, you can build your use cases. So this is just a reference architecture just to highlight like how you can pull your data, streaming data, or could be a batch data. You can pull it into S3, or if it's more of a streaming data, you can use Amazon Kinesis, and you can uh, do all the data engineering or data science stuff in the Databricks. Once everything is done, then that is where you can pull that data and use Amazon QuickSight for any insights or any dashboards that you need to build, or even for your self-service needs where you can use a natural language query component, which is RQ. There's a blog there out which provides all these details. There's a particular industry example, and there's tons of examples there which we'll share shortly. And with that, now we'll do a quick demo. Since the assets has been built, we have a data sets, we have a data sources connected, we have data sets, we see how data sets can be created in QuickSight. And now with that, since the data has been pulled from Databricks into QuickSight, now let's see what magic we can create with this data in Amazon QuickSight. With that, I'll pass it on to Salim. So Salim, over to you.
So as Neeraj mentioned, now we have connectivity with Databricks. Um, how do we use that and the generative BI capabilities in QuickSight to do quick analysis of that data, right? So we are currently previewing the following generative BI capabilities in QuickSight, right? The AI-powered dashboard authoring experience, which is for your authors, and then the AI-powered insights on demand and the AI-assisted data storytelling. So these three capabilities we're actually previewing currently in QuickSight. Taking a little deeper look at these three features or capabilities. The first one, right? So we want QuickSight to be super easy to learn and use. The new Gen BI capabilities are being added to our analysis view for this. You as the author will be able to build new visuals, then tweak them using natural language descriptions. You will also be able to create calculations by simply typing in what you're trying to calculate, right? All this using just natural language. While dashboards are great to understand all aspects of your data, it can be difficult to quickly extract most significant pieces of information from it, especially when you are in a rush, right? In such situations, the executive summary feature can help by analyzing the data presented in the dashboard and creating a summary of the key aspects in an easy to digest format. All of this I'll be showing you in a quick demo, right? Also, the content presented in the dashboard might trigger related questions in mind for the audience, right? Some of these they will be able to answer through interacting like filtering, drilling up and down within the dashboard, right? However, there will always be questions that the dashboard can't fully answer. Uh, Rather than the users requesting new dashboards and overload the BI team, they can ask the questions to Q. Q will provide a multi-visual response. This is a new version of Q that we have in preview that will provide a multi-visual response along with natural language summaries and even alternative exploration choices. Now, business users spend a lot of time extracting data and insights from a dashboard to create presentations for other stakeholders. To that end, they often end up copying and pasting visuals into various documents that are shared outside of the BI system. When governance is no longer enforced, and insights can get outdated very soon, right? So the new stories capability in QuickSight helps business users interpret data and share insights through compelling narratives. Stories bring together data-driven insights, the real-world expertise, and artificial intelligence all framed in an engaging design. Okay, so I'll quickly jump over to my console to show you actually a live demo of how this happens. Neeraj, can you confirm that you're seeing my QuickSight console?
Yep, we are.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so as Neeraj showed, you already pulled in the data from Databricks, which is our mobile phone sales data. Okay, and this data resides currently in Spice, right? So which is a super fast in-memory calculation engine. So all the data is in Spice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use this data and see how I can quickly analyze some of this data to derive all these insights. Okay, so I click on this data set, which is connected to Databricks. Okay, and let's click use in analysis. Okay, so QuickSight gives you two options, the interactive and the paginated reports. Paginated reports basically is our highly formatted reports that you use to generate multi-page PDF reports, right? For today's demo, we're going to use the interactive version, right? So you click create. I'm going to delete this autograph and start with a blank canvas, right? So a small caveat, since all of these generative BI features are now in preview, right? I'm actually doing a live demo right now. So what you need to do is actually go to your preview manager and make sure that your preview queue capabilities are on, right? Once you have turned this toggle on, okay, you should be able to use the generative BI capabilities. Okay, you also have to have queue, the original queue, QuickSight queue enabled in your account for these features to work, right? Once I have that, I can see this data set that Neeraj was showing in Databricks of my mobile phone sales data that is there currently for all the stores that I have, right? So once my data set's in here, uh, I can click on the build visual. This is the new generative BI capabilities, right? So when I click on it, I get to create a new topic. Okay, I can create a new topic. It will quickly index all my information, or I can use an existing topic that I've already created from before, right? So I've already created this for the webinar, which is called Store Performance Insights, and then I can link my topic to my analysis. Okay, so as soon as my linked topic is available to me, if it's a new topic, it will take some time to index it, depending on how big your data is, right? Once that is done, now I can quickly start building my canvas or my analysis using natural language. How we can do that? I click on build visual. It will open up a pane on the right side, right? It will load some suggestions, AI suggested suggestions that are already, you can use this one or this, or type in the ones that I have or what I want to build in my analysis, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, show me my quarterly sales trend. Okay, and say build. Okay, so what the bigger capabilities of QuickSight does is actually quickly ask the visual over here and says how it has interpreted my data, right? Okay, I can say click add to analysis. Okay, and from there, I can click on this button and it shows me some forecasting option. I can set up the forecasting options. What I can do is quickly click on this and say add forecast. Okay, I can say add it for 6 periods forward. Okay. They will create a visual and add a forecast very quickly. Once the visual is added to my canvas, I can actually click on edit with Q and make changes to this, right? Using GenBI capabilities now. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change this to a combo chart. Okay, and add profit margin as a bar. Okay, and click apply. Right, so you can see how as a business analyst, I can just keep on typing different uh, descriptions out in my editor out here, right? And QuickSight will start building my visuals as and when I type it, right? Let me quickly add another visual to see how we can add a map to my analysis, right? So I'm going to say like total sales by city and display it as a map. Yeah, and say build. Okay. QuickSight adds that visual for you. You can quickly click add to analysis. Okay, and that gets added to your pane, right? So within a couple of minutes, you'll be able to build and do analysis really, really quick and build the analysis and then be able to publish this dashboard for your end users to use, right? So I've just thrown two examples for the sake of time, right? Once you have done this, we can actually create a calculated field using GenBI features. Right? Usually when we have complex calculations, sometimes we have to look at the documentation or be able to understand how those calculations work. With the new GenBI capabilities, I can click on build calculation and write, okay, I want to do a quarter over quarter percentage changed for sales. Yeah, and say build. Okay. So within seconds, QuickSight generated the period over period Windows calculation. I recognized my sales field, my order date, right? My partition by clause, and then it added this calculation for me. I can just give a name to it. Okay, and just save. Insert and then save. Okay. So using this GenBI features for the authoring experience, you can add visuals, modify visuals, and add calculated fields. Okay. Now moving on to the other GenBI features that we have. Okay. Already have a dashboard built using the same data, which is my mobile store performance data. Okay, so I have built all of this dashboard using the GenBI capabilities and some formatting options. You see, I have certain controls on top that I can use to filter my data. I have my KPI metrics. I have the map view of orders, some key insights that have been generated, and the monthly trend. Right? I can actually filter my data using these controls out top, slice and dice. Okay. But what if I want to take a look at some of the stores that are not performing well, right? So what I can do is using the new multi-visual QuickSight Q, I can ask those questions in natural language. So when I click on the top bar, the QuickSight Q bar for Q&A, I can start typing in my questions. Okay, so I want to see, okay, show me 5 stores by lowest profit margin. Okay. Okay, so when I keep typing in my prompt, okay, if I have typed in the prompt from before, you'll start seeing it appear before, right? So what now the new queue experience looks like, you get a multi-visual experience. So the first visual actually gives me the top 5 by the lowest performance margin. I can see that my store 1015 has the lowest profit margin currently, right? It gives me an insight, right, along with all the other visuals. KPI metrics on top. It gives me a trend just to make sure that, okay, what I'm looking at it is happening over a period of time, or is it basically just an anomaly? And below here, it actually gives me order details also for those particular stores with the lowest perform margin, right? I want to now take a look at what exactly was going on in my 1015 store, right? So what I can do is ask further questions like show me order details for store 1015. So if I've asked this question previously, the queue automatically prompts me for that. Okay. So it's giving me only the 1015 data, right? And gives me all the orders from here. I can see it's sorted in the reverse way. What I can do is quickly click on the sort button so that my negative orders show up the first. With 2 clicks, I was able to see, okay, my APJ 2021 order basically has the lowest performing one from here. I can click on the details. I can look at exactly what had happened. Okay, I drill down and then find out what was going on at that particular point of time, right? So with QuickSight Q, the new Q experience, you're getting this multi-visual experience and being able to drive insights really, really quick from all your data. Okay. Now, as mentioned before, the other features that are currently in preview, one of them is basically the executive summary. Right? So we have this dashboard. What we want to generate a quick summary of this particular sheet. What you can do is click on executive summary. Okay. And it generates all of these insights that are currently there on my this particular sheet based on this KPI. If I hover over any of these, okay, it's showing what visual it has used to generate the insight. Okay, and then I can quickly copy of these insights, send it an email, share it with anybody else, right? Or take it with me. So I quickly generate what's going on within the sheet, and it basically presents me information in an easy to use manner. Okay. Now, what we've added as a new capability within QuickSight is the data story. Right. So to build a data story, okay, I click on data story, okay, and it gives me a prompt. Okay, what do I want to select my story format as? I can do it as a scrollable page. I can do it as a slideshow, right? For this demo, I'm just going to go click on the scrollable page, okay, and then I'll say build a story with a prompt. So what story do I want to build today? So I'm going to say, okay, build a story to show my store performance for December 2023. I can get as specific as in a month, okay, and then for it to be able to build a story, it needs some visuals. What I can do is I can click add visuals, and the same dashboard that is presented out here, I can have all the dashboard which are accessible to me in a secured manner. I can select visuals from there, okay, or pick visuals from here. So I'm going to select a couple of visuals, select the map, trend, okay, and click add. So what it's going to do is basically going to use this visuals, okay, and click on build, okay, and generate a data story for me. So it's running the model behind the scenes, it's looking at the information, the data, and the large language model basically be able to generate a narrative based on all the information that is presented. Okay, so you see the current visuals that we have selected appears on the left-hand side. Once the story is generated, you can actually add, edit it, okay, and then even modify the information too. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is based on the visuals out here and the insights generated by these visuals, QuickSight is actually building that story for you. What it says is maximizing the magic, a data-driven approach to a record-breaking holiday season. Right? Since I put in December 2023, it basically understood that it's a holiday month. It gave the title for me. I can put in my name out here. It's given introduction. I can change the theme to make it into a different theme. I can go ahead and edit using all of these different edit options. Right? If you look below over here, it has used my KPIs, the visuals that I selected, and generated that story for me. What if I want to basically change the narrative? I can select the narrative, right? Okay, and then edit the narrative. I can make it longer, I can make it shorter, I can change it to a bullet point, right? And use all of these editing options, right? It generated one for revenue by region based on the map it had. Okay, so all the visuals that it has used to generate my story. It gives some ideas for the catalyst, some inventory planning, in-store experience, all of this based on large language models that is there. Okay, and finally, in conclusion. Okay, so I can use the story. I can change the format. If I want to use it basically as a slideshow, I can change to a slideshow. Okay, and then I can publish this and then share it with my other readers that I have in my account that I want them to access this. Okay, so that concludes the demo part.